What is going on, you sexy motherfuckers? We are back for episode, 47, I think, of the XBL Party Podcast. Joining me tonight, we have the BaldManGamer, who looks like he's having an episode. We have I'm a Ghostbuster Ash.
Hello.
We have Acquisitions Man himself, Luke Steele. And we also have UK Daz joining us for the first time. How is it going, gentlemen? How is your week going? And all that fun stuff. Take it away. Whoever wants to go first. Ball's in your court. Go on.
Oh, I'll go fucking first then, you know what I mean? Yeah, the guest will go first, fuck it, yeah. How's it going? Cheers for having us on show, mate. Appreciate the invite, yeah. I've just been working and gaming for a couple of hours this week, you know what I mean? I've actually took a week off streaming, so this is the first time I've been live on the air this week, so yeah, apart from that, mate, not a lot, just chilling, playing some Metro, playing some Sega Rally on the PS2 and all that sort of stuff. Good stuff, awesome. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
Awesome. Luke, what have you been up to?
Yeah, not much. Same, apart from Sega Rally, basically. Yeah, just working and
fired.
Playing some bits and bobs. Yeah, fired. Playing some bits and bobs. Waiting for PSVR 2 to get here, but still waiting. So that's not fun. But yeah, apart from that, nothing much. Not long now.
BMG, what have you been up to? Anything exciting?
Wanking.
What have I been playing? Yeah, apart from touching myself and soiling myself. I've been jumping into a bit of No Man's Sky. I thought because now that's just had the new Fracture update. I think it is. So they've just put a whole new load of stuff in that. So I'd jump back into that for a little bit just to give that a bash. Me and Ash have been playing a bit of Ghostbusters, Spirits Unleashed.
I saw that. How you find that?
We played a bit of Sea of Thieves. Yeah. It's good. It's good as Ghostbusters. I don't think we got to experience the new level. I don't think we managed to get around to that. We did. We had fun anyway. We had fun.
Levels. We did.
Yeah, it does.
I
couldn't even tell the difference. That just shows how good it is. Yeah, well, I don't play very well.
I can imagine.
Me, yeah. Ash, and Fabio jumped into Sea of Thieves, so you can imagine how that went. And I have a confession to make. Because I had to jump off, and Ash and Fabio kept playing. So they're on this island getting this treasure. And as I jumped out, I thought it'd be funny to lift the anchor on the ship and let the ship sail off while I locked out. So they've come back to the ship, and obviously the ship's gone.
I knew, like, we were on this thing, and there was like a trap cave full of like traps that killed you over and over, basically. And as soon as Fabio died and ended back on the ship, he was like, "Where's the ship?" I was like, "BMG's done that." I didn't say it to Fabio, and I don't think he knows unless he's watching now. It's up to but you could just tell instantly that it was BMG that had done it before he left. And Fabio was like, "Oh God, those Reapers have got us." I'm like, "What a shame." But we didn't keep playing for much longer after that, unfortunately.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, broke the Fabio again, or Finbar, whoever he was that night. Broke him again, and we did a bit of W2K22 as well. Yeah. Me and Ash we jumped into that. First match got our arses absolutely handed to us. We didn't stand a chance. Second match though, I won. We did Elimination Chamber against like 7 John Cena's, whatever it was. And
there's a glitch.
Came out victorious. That's the
if you use bots. If I set up a game and online, even with other people, if there's bots in it, no matter who I pick, because I pick different people, as soon as we start the match, every single person, bar other humans, are the same as me. So we start this Elimination Chamber match, and it was like half John Cena, which got very confusing because they all looked exactly the same. So.
It's like BMG. It's like BMG's fucking hair, isn't it? You can't see me.
Ash, what have you been up to this week?
Hey, I've run too many.
I haven't played much, like other than playing with BMG and Fabio. I've not played a lot this week. I'm finishing up one of my courses, so like my handing days tomorrow. So my evenings and stuff have been typing up portfolios and stuff. Really boring, dragon and stuff. So bar stuff I've played with BMG and a couple of games that I've done review videos for on the channel. I've not had much time to sit and play. Like I want to get back into Hogwarts and finish that. And there's a few others. Like I said, there's just loads coming out at the moment, though. So I'm just trying to find some time to play them all. But everything just keeps coming, and yeah. Oh, I played a bit of PlayStation streaming. You know, they've got the PS3 you can do with the PS Plus Ultimate, whatever it is. That works really good.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it works much better than xCloud does on console. So.
Nice.
Very, very solid. To say I haven't got the greatest of internet, I had a solid sort of picture quality and everything like that. No real lag. So that runs better than the Xbox One does. I mean, the Xbox One works fine on my laptop and my phone, but on the console, can I get a game to work? So the only problem is I couldn't stream it. It's like you can't record and you can't like stream while you're streaming the game. So I'm gonna have to sort of get a capture card out because I wanted to do some those horrible Resident Evil on shooter games, that on-rail shooters.
Yeah.
So I'll probably play through them at some point in the next week or so once I've got this coursework done tomorrow. Handed in, and I'm like, fucking done, lads, yeah. That's it. So.
Ideal. So what have I been playing? Oh, I've been playing a bit of everything.
Just to be clear, though, I want to just to be clear. Just to be clear, when Ash says he was playing with me, he means playing games, not physically touching me inappropriately.
No, that's something I'd fucking say on Dazcast. Yeah, stop copying my shit, BMG.
So I've been playing.
Just got to clarify for the people.
I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Finished the story on that. I'm already fucking bored of the collectibles. Started that properly today. I'm sick of it already. I'm getting Assassin's Creed Valhalla vibes again. I've been playing some Season 2 of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which was a lot of fun, to be fair. I might be doing some more streams of that in the future. I played a bit of Atomic Heart. It's okay. I'm not going to hate on it. It's good from what I've played. Bit of a fucking simulator, like a sitting simulator at some point. Like the first half an hour, I was literally watching the game happen around me as opposed to actually playing it. That's about it, really, I think. But yeah, I've been playing that mostly. So before we get into tonight's topics, let's just give a big shout out to everybody who's in chat. We've got Masuko, we've got Thimber, we have got It's Timmy V2, we've got Mrs. Lady Birdface. Hello, my love. For those of you that don't know, that's Mrs. Rudders. Who else have we got? We've got Luke Steele. We have got Muppet. It's going to be a good night tonight, I think. Let's keep that chat on fire. We are also doing some giveaways tonight. We're giving away 3 Oreo codes for Sea of Thieves. So if you want to be in for that giveaway, you've got to type hashtag Oreos in the chat to be entered into the competition. So get on that. And yeah, what Ash?
Hold on, I haven't won fuck all this year. I'm only joking. I don't even play that shit.
Yeah, I think it's just for some skins and stuff for Sea of Thieves. So if you want to be in for a chance for that, win that rather, hashtag Oreos. But yeah, let's get into some topics. So we might as well start off with the biggest news this week, and that is the Microsoft versus EU tussle in Brussels. Let's get into that, gents. What is your overall opinion of what has taken place? Luke, I'll let you take this one away. Your acquisitions, man.
Acquisitions, man.
That'd be a shit superhero, wouldn't it?
Come on.
I'm glad Luke was going first because I ain't got a fucking clue.
I mean, it's just... I don't want to say it's boring now, but it is a bit boring now, isn't it? It's kind of well done. It's just a bit tedious. I think most people don't really care at this point which way it goes. They're just kind of tired of hearing it about it. So, I mean, it just is what it is. Microsoft wanted to do a bit of a kind of a PR thing, line it up on the day they were speaking to the commission, and they did. It's all about trying to, look good to the commission, look like they're doing good things, that they can, lift concerns about the deal from the commission, and that's what they did. I mean, it's not like a revelatory thing necessarily. It's a kind of the thing I expected them maybe to do, but maybe not so publicly. That was quite weird, quite interesting, quite interesting in a way that they did it that way. But they're really going. I mean, they're really going for it. They're doing whatever they can to get it through, which is to be expected. So I don't have like super in-depth analysis to give of it, other than it's interesting.
It felt a bit weird for me. It felt almost like they were pretty confident they was going to go through, and that's why they've decided to go public with like what they've offered.
I don't know if it's. I mean, maybe it's more confidence with the EU regulator. I think they're a bit more confident with the commission than they are, for example, the CMA. But I think it was just. I think it's just a bit of corporate grandstanding, to make it look as publicly good as possible to everyone. Look at all the great things we're doing. If this deal goes through, look at the reach of gamers, on the Switch and GeForce Now and all that kind of stuff. So. I think it's. I've just never seen it before. Like, I've never ever seen anything like it. So I was quite taken aback, to be honest.
Yeah, this is quite massive. It's the biggest acquisition in video game history, isn't it? They're trying to get through. So
So they'll do everything they can to do so.
So as it stands, they've signed contracts to.
Does this increase the chances?
What they've done now?
Sorry, Redders.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so, as in maybe it does with the commission, because the commission seem to be pretty open to behavioral stuff, the kind of things that they're doing, contracts, etc. But CMA, I don't really think will go for this. They don't tend to like behavioral stuff. I don't think they'll particularly be convinced by any of this stuff. But maybe I think this was specifically Microsoft trying to get at the commission rather than the FTC or any other regulator. It was specifically a bit of grandstanding for them. So maybe it does increase the chances with the commission, but we'll have to see.
I quite like what they offered. I mean, they're bringing Call of Duty to Nintendo for like the first time in years, isn't it? With parity, not just in. I'm interested to see how they're going to do that, because the Switch at this point is getting quite on a bit, isn't it? I think Nintendo going to have to release a new console soonish, but I like that they offered Nintendo 10-year contract for Call of Duty on Nintendo, and they offered to bring all of the Xbox PC library to GeForce Now to quell Nvidia's concerns as well, didn't they? So I thought like they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't think that there was a good chance that the deal was going to go through. I thought that's the impression that it came off like.
BMG, why are you scratching your head? You've got nothing to scratch.
Oh, no, good itch. No, I had an itch. No, that NVIDIA thing, though, even though they're bringing the games to the Xbox Game Pass PC games, whatever it is, to the cloud, you still have to pay for the NVIDIA subscription and then buy the games. You don't get access to them for free. You still got to buy them. I suppose it's still another option, but it's like it feels like a bit like Stadia in that way. Subscribe to the cloud service, but then still have to buy the games.
Yeah. I quite like
that.
I thought it made Microsoft look quite strong, like in this whole position. But Sony, like, I'm having a hard time like getting around what Sony's up to. It just seems like everything they get offered, they turn down. And at this rate, I mean, they've kicked up such a fuss. They're going to be the only ones that are left out without a deal. I mean, it just seems a bit counterproductive.
Could you imagine if it goes through and Sony refuse to sign, and then they're just like, nope, no contract for you, bitches. No God.
I could see that happening. Actually, because they don't give. Sony's not really that bothered, are they? You know what I mean? So,
it's a bit of a weird one. I mean, what would happen though if like this did go through and Sony didn't secure a deal? Would Xbox then be able to say, well, you know what, you didn't sign a deal, we don't have to give you Call of Duty?
I mean, I suppose if all the regulators passed it and are completed, then it would depend, wouldn't it, on what they're doing to appease regulators. Like, because the thing is, the Microsoft can do what they want with Nintendo and Nvidia and Valve and whoever they want to do. They can convince them as much as they like, but it's not them they need to convince, it's the regulators. Like, the regulators kind of look at that as like, yeah, whatever, we don't really care. What I mean, maybe they will to some extent. Maybe they'll be like, oh, that's actually, kind of one of the things we're looking for in terms of a remedy. But if a hypothetical scenario came where, regulators approved it as it stands right now, Sony's not signed a deal, and they let that through, then Microsoft could do what they want with it. They wouldn't have to give Sony a deal or anything like that. But I just don't think it'll get to that point, because I think there will be something in this, because Sony will know which way the wind's blowing. I would think, we're regulators. So I think if they feel like Microsoft are getting to the point where regulators are going to accept contractual remedies, behavioral remedies, and Sony will be like, okay, let's talk about that deal then. You know what I mean? Like, let's do that, and then let it go through. But
it just seems very ironic that Sony have kicked up such a shitstorm about COD being exclusive, and they're the only ones who haven't signed a deal to get COD on their console again. It just seems a bit.
It's not in their interest to do so at the minute, though, because I think if you're Sony looking at it, you're probably somewhat confident it might not even get through.
I get the impression that. Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, because look at it from Sony's perspective, every major regulator has effectively said we're not happy with the deal at this point. Like, we want something. So Sony are just kind of sit back and wait and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I honestly just don't care about it all, because I'm bored of it, like most people are, and the fanboys on Twitter. But I did quite like the fact that they whipped out those fucking pie charts that literally because the regulators
wasn't even on the chart.
Nintendo. So they used that to their advantage in sort of pumping out how shit Xbox does against PlayStation. Like, we only have 5% of Japan, and it's like, well, yeah, because about 50% bloody Switch, but we'll ignore that. And they just
we've got Persona. Yeah, we've got Persona now. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? That's all you need.
I think a lot of that's because, Nintendo's not the competition, is it? I mean, Nintendo are already on board with the acquisition, so they've got no reason to put Nintendo on that pie chart. It is literally a head-off between PlayStation and Xbox.
They didn't put them on because the regulators didn't mention them in the competition section. So the best way to do that is don't try and make Sony look smaller than they are. They pump it out so it makes Sony look bigger than they are and makes them look smaller, which then it's like, oh, poor weak Xbox, it's doing so bad. We need that.
Still in third position. I mean, even if Nintendo was on that pie chart, it would still show that Xbox is in third position.
Yeah, but why would you waste the time putting Nintendo on, making that blue chunk much smaller than it would be if you leave Nintendo off? And you want this is literally Xbox versus PlayStation. This is what it's going to end up going down to. Sony's not happy, kicking up a fuss. Xbox is like, well, we want to compete. This is where it's going to end up, because everyone else, are the sort of regulators, is on board with it as such going forward. I saw someone online earlier that said even China was on about they're looking at approving it now. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Activision don't exist in China anymore.
Well, they don't anymore, do they?
So, yeah.
Do you know what? Maybe that's going to sort that whole weird NetEase thing out. Maybe Microsoft are just like, yeah, NetEase, you can publish WoW again. It's all good. We'll let you have it. You can publish it. China like, yeah, tick that box. Let them come back. It's fine.
Yeah, hopefully it all gets resolved soon, because it is boring covering it all the time, especially when there's new developments, and it's supposed to be done by March, April. So hopefully it's not going to be going on.
They keep pushing stuff back, don't they? But do you know what's going to be funny though? If it does go through, the next month they're going to announce something else, and then we're going to start this whole fucking train again for another fucking publisher, another developer. And we're just going to keep going around in circles, bored of it until it either gets passed or failed.
Microsoft announces it plans to buy Ubisoft.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
fucking
think,
swings and roundabouts anyway, isn't it? You know what I mean? They've always been the same, never change.
Yeah.
I don't think Microsoft will be buying any big publishers for a very, very, very long time after this. Maybe some developers, but I think they'll be like, we don't. Well, first of all, they won't want the hassle again, because if they do it again, they'll, if they went for Ubisoft, let's say, they'd have a real tough job, I think, at that point.
Yeah. Am I right in saying that?
I'm just happy
like,
Jimmy's looking after us.
Jimmy's making sure you're loved, isn't he, mate?
There he goes. Fuck's sake. Here comes the pony fucking crawling
Uncle
out.
Jimmy sent me. Uncle Jimmy sent me a PlayStation mug to keep me on board.
This is a section we like to call
what a lovely
Jim
mug.
Ryan appreciation.
The sponsor section.
I'm still waiting on my
Ryan
pillow to
going
arrive.
fucking-
I've had it designed. I paid for it.
Yeah.
Luke, am I right in saying that the FTC have lost like 70%
I think
of
I'm
their
delayed
recent,
behind you guys.
Yeah, you are, but your
Yeah,
internet's
I think
crapping out quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, Luke, am I right in saying that the FTC has lost like 70% of their recent court cases? It's not
I think
really
they've
looking...
lost. Yeah, they've lost quite a few recently. So I don't think any the FTC bit. I think Microsoft are just willing to take that as far as it needs to go, but it'll be dependent on what they can do with other regulators, because the FTC on a particular issue, because it's a lot easier there just to take them, down the process and try and get them in front of someone and argue that actually their analysis is incorrect. So that's a bit of a Hail Mary, but it's easier compared to the Commission and the CMA, which is a lot. You just can't do that in the UK, for example.
It almost feels like after Disney, the FTC are just trying to look competent at this point. I
think the FTC are more ideologically driven. Like they want to look like a kind of a barrier to big tech consolidation. So I think that's very true. The CMA, people say the CMA and the EU are ideologically driven, but they're actually not that much. Like not at least compared to the FTC. But then it's the US, isn't it? So everything's some ideology or partisanship or some shit like that. So
that's fine. That pretty much covers that. The main topic for tonight. What else have we got? Fuck, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Ubisoft. Ubisoft currently has no plans to release the Division 3. They're gonna. Pisses me off, man. Like I want a Division 3.
No one cares.
Well,
we don't give a shit about
I care.
We don't give a shit.
I care, damn it. I want a Division 3.
All the gaming news, and this is the best we can do, is bollocks fucking Ubisoft.
I think you suggested it, didn't you?
Have to put up with shit. Fucking hell.
We cover all gaming news, not just the shit you want to pick.
Listen, no one gives a shit. No one cares.
I care.
Chat. Does anyone in chat give a shit about Division 3? No, because it was shit.
I do.
Division 2, shit. Division 1, shit.
I actually quite like Division. It's one of the only Ubisoft games that I enjoy.
I don't give a shit because it'd be hard to play with one hand, so I don't give a fuck.
I'll tell you what bothers me about it. Like you got Ubisoft 1 point, like fucking cancelling all these games. They're putting all this pressure on developers to put out games that sell, and I don't want to see a fucking 10-year game. Like that shit just fucking winds me up. Like it doesn't need to go on for that long. And it's the same argument that I have for Destiny 2. Doesn't need to go on that long. Make it a fucking 5-year game. Give it 2 expansions. Jobs are good. I don't want to be happy waiting like the rest of my 30s before I get the Division 3. That pisses me off.
Nah, no one cares.
I do.
But you're getting Heartland, right? Heartland.
I don't care about Heartland. It's a PvP mode.
It's the new free-to-play Division game.
It's the one mode that I hate about the Division.
Just play a better game. Literally, just play a better game. Any game.
I think the thing is, though, Massive are making so they're doing the Star Wars game, aren't they? That they're playtesting. and they still haven't released Avatar either. So presumably they're just too busy to make Division 3.
I just find it really frustrating, like, because these are games that if you were literally put them out every 2 years, they'd be bought up like in an instant. And instead of doing that, they're dragging it out as long as possible. And like the Division is one of those games that's got so much potential and promise because you could literally go anywhere you wanted with it because, you know, it's a fucking global pandemic. I wonder if the reason why they haven't pushed to make it is because we have had COVID and we have lost a lot of people because of COVID.
Maybe, yeah.
Just putting them onto other crap games. They've got to put all the staff onto that Sea of Thieves knockoff.
What the fuck is BMG doing, man? Is in, out.
I think it's internet shit about
yeah, well, Division 2's still fucking popular, isn't it? You know what I mean? So I don't need a Division 3. So.
I'd rather they just kill Division 2 and put out Division 3.
It's still fairly active online, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? So plenty of people playing it still. So
I guess so, but like fucking hell, it's been out what 5-6 years now already.
Yeah.
I want a new one. I don't like these 10-year live service games. Like it's fucking exhausting. I want new content. I want new games. I want new experiences. I just can't get on board with these live service fucking 10-year games. It does matter.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think BMG's knocking one out, guys. That's why he's in and out.
So I'll tell you what, we'll leave that right there because Ash is clearly unhappy about my game choices. So, in other news, another Xbox news, Xbox has admitted that Game Pass cannibalizes game sales. It's not entirely true, is it? Yeah, well, it's not entirely true. It's like after 12 months, isn't it? Like after the initial release, it cannibalizes games.
Like all games where the game sales drop after 12 months, you mean?
Yeah. And at the same time, you'll get someone who'll try a game on Game Pass. If they like it, they're going to buy it. So, result. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, like, I must admit, like, I assume there was, it would cause damage to some games, certain games that don't benefit from Game Pass. It'll just be the way they are. Like, I don't think putting the next GTA day one would benefit it in the slightest because it's going to be massive anyway. Same with like your Red Deads, those sort of games. The ones that have got a massive instant player base and a massive buy rate aren't going to see as big benefits. But for indie games or sort of exclusive games, because there's not as big a player base, it can, and cross-platform like multiplayer games, live service games, there's a massive reason to be on Game Pass. But everyone took this all out of context massively recently. It's another one of those fanboy, idiotic, stupid sort of arguments. I mean, the best way to look at this is what Mike Rose said, and I can't remember the companies from. No More Robots, I believe. They make Descenders and stuff like that. Yeah, and he basically said, literally as all this came out, he's put every time Game Pass is in the news, my Descenders search fills with mentions as people on both sides try to explain why Descenders is proof of their own claim about Game Pass. And every single time, oh boy, do I learn that gamers do not understand how video games work at all. And he's put, all I can say is we are aiming to get every single title we publish from now on to Game Pass. In doing so, we'll secure success for each title and relieve immense pressure on the devs. So, but please, gamers, continue to explain why it's bad for us. And that's the thing. It's like, yes, 100%. I think massive AAA games that are on every console have already got massive. As much as I'd like to see them on the platform, don't get me wrong, but they will not have as big a benefit, and it could lead to less sales. But then you look at stuff like
DLC and shit as well,
Descenders, stuff like that. They're getting the payment up front, so the devs instantly pay. They don't have to worry about like funding their games and stuff, which is a big thing for indie devs. They live game to game, and they can put their game out, and even if they don't sell a huge amount, that game's already made their profit to pay their staff until their next game, which is great. And also, especially if you've got a game that you plan on making sequels for, like, you've got to think Yakuza came out to Game Pass. I bet you, since they came to Game Pass, future iterations of Yakuza sell better than they did before it was on Game Pass.
Yes, for sure.
It's that sort of loop. But as always, they take the one line of text, they take it out of context, they flick it up in the air, they slap it all over Twitter and have arguments, and it just gets boring. It gets boring. It's like that Activision marketing director or whatever she is, where she put that meme up of the fucking guy sticking to the bike wheels and falling over. Like,
she got so much backlash because of that.
She got so but have you seen she's coming out fighting? Bless her. I don't know who she is. That Lulu, but oh my god, she's savage. She literally calls out all these like publications like you've said these facts wrong, and while I'm here, you've made some spelling mistakes here as well. Just letting you know, it's amazing.
She's been proper ruthless.
But am I in sync now? Am I still behind?
No, you sound all right at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, you sound normal. Yeah,
you're still as ugly as ever though, but you're here.
Yeah, you're bald, funny.
But yeah, like I bought many Yakuzas due to Game Pass. Exactly the same. I'd played Yakuza once years ago and was never massive on it. I got Game Pass, started playing Zero, loved it. I bought all of them bar Like a Dragon now. I own the full series bar Like a Dragon, which I'll be picking up at some point in the future. And that new one that's literally come out today or this week. So, but it's such a good way because like you can play games, and there are some games that you can play on Game Pass that are very quick and short games. Like you aren't gonna go and play some of those games ever again, so you're not gonna buy them. If it's a 4-hour game and you play it on Game Pass, why would you go out and buy it unless it's like your favorite game ever? You're not. You're only gonna buy games if they're massive or big enough to warrant an investment to play.
That happened to me with Hades. The last game I would expect to play with one hand, but thanks to the Elite controller I can. And I played that until it went out of Game Pass, and when it went out, I just bought it straight away with my Microsoft rewards sort of thing, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the perfect example of what you just said there, you know.
Yeah. And it's true, though, like, I do it, like, with the Xbox exclusives, I do it with some of the bigger games. Same with Thimba saying, he waits till it's cheaper. I do that. I like, it's like buying pre-owned. I'll buy certain games day one, but if it's on Game Pass, I'll play it for free for a few months, and then I'll pick it up in sale. Or when it literally leaves Game Pass after that 12 months, I'll pick it up with that discount before it goes. It's not every game's going to do it. Some games are crap. If a game is a piece of shit, people aren't going to go out and spend the money on it, whether you like it or not. Whether it's in Game Pass.
Like a Dragon in Game Pass.
Yeah, it was for a period. I think it's left now. Or it's
still in.
Yeah,
no, it's still in.
Think, yeah.
Oh, is it still in?
No. Still in. Like a Dragon, still in.
But yeah, like I said, I'll pick it up. I own all the other Yakuzas, but I'll pick that one up at some point. But like, there's about 40, 50-hour games, and I've not finished the first one yet. So I've still got plenty of backlog to get through in my Yakuza-ness. But I would never have gone into them if it wasn't for Game Pass. And to be fair, until Game Pass came out, I didn't play half the games I play now. Like the themes, I play loads of these weird sort of sim games. I play loads of these sort of like chill out games. You see all the reviews I do on the channel on some of them that I'm not provided codes with. I've actually gone out and bought these weird ass games because of things like Game Pass. Stuff like that, you can try them. And some of that just weirdness and the quirkiness of indie games, there's a lot more uniqueness and experimentation in them. So because of Game Pass, one, I don't always buy certain games. Like if I don't buy Halo because I thought it looked a bit shit and I'll play it for free, that money, that's 60 quid I've then spent on other games. So I'm probably spending more than I ever have. But
yeah,
I don't always buy
It's all about try before you buy, isn't it? You know?
Exactly. It's like demos. But with a demo, if the game is a bad demo, you won't buy the main game. Look at Forspoken. They put that demo out and everyone hated it. that demo was the worst thing to happen to Forspoken. They should have never released that, and it would have probably done twice as well, if not more. Do you know what I mean? But
I think people tend to look at these things with their beer goggles on, don't they? And that's the problem. Because, like, yeah, okay, maybe like it does hinder sales towards the end of the life of the game. Well, at least like within the next 12 months. But what people forget is that one is securing, like, it secures the developers because they get to push out. Because I mean, they're signing deals to get these games onto Game Pass. So one, it secures the deals. It secures the developers for them to make their next game, and it gives people like there's loads of shit that's on Game Pass that I would not have played had it not been on Game Pass. Like there's some games that just don't appeal to me enough to go out and buy it. But if I can try it and enjoy it, I'll likely buy it. Like everyone else, I'll buy it before it leaves Game Pass because you get that discount. Like people just tend to focus on, it's cannibalizing sales, but it offers so much more than just sales. Do you know what I mean?
Well, take Forza Horizon 5 when that dropped in Game Pass day one. I don't own the game still. I just bought that premium add-on so I can like play all the DLC and shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I just think there's so much more to it than what people like to look at. Everybody just likes to see the negative of Game Pass, but I think for what it offers, I mean, it's amazing. Not just for consumers, but for developers as well. It secures them, the ability to make more games. Gives them that like financial support, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I still think a Game Pass has sort of faltered in the last 6 months. I'll stand on that hill and fight it. So I said it in our Discord the other day. I still think Game Pass, it's getting some good, decent releases, but if you look at the current release schedule for Game Pass,
we're losing a lot more
like 4 graphics twice a month, and now we're getting like 4, and one of them's just like the cloud version of one already released.
Yeah,
they're definitely slowing it down this year. Maybe it's just this quiet time of the year. I can't remember what it was like in January, February last year, but I know sort of mid-year there were loads of games on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Now there seems to be a larger amount leaving Game Pass.
To be fair, we are in that.
Some of them aren't great games. They're like indie games, or they're just smaller games. They're older sports games, but there's more seems to be leaving than getting added at this moment in time, which it might just be that time of year. It might be that just sort of curve, but
we are approaching that period where there's like a drought from like January to E3. We don't tend to get many game releases anyway. So
I'm not complaining because I've still got loads of games to play, and there's still loads coming out, and there's loads of exclusives and sort of day ones. But it definitely feels quieter on the Game Pass front at the moment.
Yeah,
and it doesn't help when PlayStation seems to be really pushing into their PS Plus service right now. Like it's like the opposite. And I mean, obviously they've put like the new Horizon in because there's DLC coming out and a VR game releasing this week. So get the people in the franchise interested to buy the new stuff. I 100% stand that. But I don't know. They don't seem to be trying as hard or some. In my opinion, but I'll get
just keeping shit quiet whilst we get through this acquisition.
Yeah,
maybe that's.
I've just put us on my Xbox so I can, if a comment comes up, I can read it because it's hard to read on a mobile. Fucking hell, BMG looks like a right giant fucking egg on the 40-inch TV.
So yeah, that's. Has anyone else got anything to add to that? Or?
I have no idea what topic you're even on because I missed half of it.
Oh, what about Game Pass cannibalizes game sales?
Yeah, screw Xbox Game Pass. It's affecting sales.
Oh,
myself,
pony.
I am happy to pay £70 for my games because I know I'm getting good quality, and Uncle Jimmy.
Just saying, he's told me different the other day. He buys his Game Pass Ultimate off CD keys.
Yeah. Every morning before his Weetabix, he checks CD keys. He looks for the latest fucking deals and everything.
No, but I don't play PC. But CD keys for 1 month Game Pass Ultimate is £2.79. £2.79 a month.
It's fuck all if it was.
I'm starting to think that BMG might be one of Jim Ryan's illegitimate love children.
I thought it was one of Jim Ryan's testicles.
I am. That's why I shaved my head so I can just like hang between his legs on the right.
You look like
I'm a right
Dumpty
bollock.
on fucking smack.
Yeah, I'm a right bollock, not a left bollock.
Fair
Because
enough.
the right's always higher.
How do we get to these points on the show?
I don't know.
Never understand.
But it's like a lot of games, like you say, you get the games in Game Pass. It's fine. I think people are still under this illusion. Even if you pay 70 quid for your game, you still own the game. You don't. You lease a license like Game Pass. You're renting the games, playing the games, leasing it, whatever. But you don't. Even if you pay full price for a game, you do not own it. Even if you have a physical disc, you own that piece of plastic. But if they decide to take all the servers off and turn the game off, you still can't play it. It's just a paperweight. So it don't make a difference. The whole argument, but the whole argument that, saying, oh, yeah, you just, you pay subscription to play games. I'd rather buy a game and own it. No, you lease a license of the game till they decide to take it. So we never own them anymore. That's just the way it is. We never own them. No, it's not. But yeah, it's one of them though. It's like a lot as Daz just said before. He got Forza
that
Game Pass.
paperweight.
That's your paperweight, yeah.
How the fuck is that going to hold out down?
Hey, you'll hold one sheet of paper down as long as it's not breezy. But it's like
that was a.
Put it in the case, give it a bit more weight.
Yeah, that was a
Forza.
copied game on the Dreamcast, by the way. That's why I didn't turn it round.
Oh, pirate! Arr.
Don't matter, Dreamcast.
Yeah. As I said, as Daz said, he got Forza off Game Pass, but then he bought the premium pack, which I think it last year or year before, whatever meeting or whatever it was, they were saying where, people are getting games, but they're spending more in-game, buying the expansions, buying in-game currencies and stuff because they haven't forked out full price for the game.
Like a mobile game, isn't it? A free-to-play mobile game, and Fortnite. You all don't mind spending a tenner on a costume when you haven't paid for the game. And that's what it's like having any game on Game Pass. Like, yes, you pay for the sub, it's minuscule when you split it between the amount of games you play. But
free, quote unquote.
When you stick a game on and you're like, "Ooh, I'm enjoying this game. Ooh, there's some DLC. How much is it? Oh, it's £5. Yeah, why not? I've only spent a £5." Because if you're never going to play that game again after finishing the DLC, you've not lost out, have you? You've actually got a great deal, and then you've only paid for DLC technically.
But then you've got your free-to-play games where you're buying DLC every fucking month as well. You know what I mean? So that's how they make the money.
That's it. That's what Game Pass is like. That's how I say. I've bought a few DLCs for games on Game Pass, and then if I ever happen to want to play that game again and it's not in Game Pass, I will then just buy the game. It's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? But why buy the game when I've got it in a service I'm paying for? That's silly to pay for a game and then pay for a subscription to play the same bloody game. There's no point.
I'll tell you what, I'll never buy physical again, ever. It's just not going to happen. I don't see the point in it.
I only get physical for like retro, and I don't even buy much of that, or unreleased, like games that have been like delisted. So like I picked up that Turtles game from Platinum Games recently, but other than that, I've gone fully digital. I bought another PS5, and that's digital only because I just get sick of discs. So
massive shout out to Muppet for the £5 donation. Cheers, buddy. We really appreciate the support.
We will all eat a Freddo.
Freddo's on Muppet.
You'll only get
Muppet's
one now for £5.
That's it.
Muppet's a ginger twat as well. He'll be laughing. He'll be laughing about that. Don't worry. Anyway, have a Freddo on me seeing as Daz uses naughty words. Go fuck yourself, Muppet, you fan.
But yeah. Oh fuck! I've lost train of thought now. What were you saying, Ash?
We're all going to eat Freddo was what last thing I said.
Why go and buy a game if it's in Game Pass and you already paid for it?
Yeah, like I say, I've gone pretty digital. I know people. There's a big, I want to keep me physical disc. I need to trade in. It's like, well, I don't give a shit.
I used to be one of those. You know,
and you're going to CX to give you 5p for your fucking game. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I look at selling my physical Xbox One games. I priced them up. Fucking CX, I wouldn't have got a Freddo out of it. Yeah, so I've had to sort of sell them on second-hand sites just to sort of, only for a couple of quid each, but even then, like, I'd rather have a couple of quid than the fucking 5p that these shops give you. Like, I would like, I don't even know why you would need it, but like a digital marketplace where you could like cash it back in for like 10% of its value. I mean, it's only 10%, but every little helps when you buy crap. Sure. But I've got fucking 505 games installed on my Xbox. I've got nearly 2,000 owned games digitally. Like,
yeah, I used to be one of these. I used to love having a collection, and fucking two, I always thought, oh, if I keep all of them, then they'll be worth something. If I ever need to get a new game, I can just trade in and get something else. But then I was sitting there looking at them one day, and they're all just sitting on the bookshelf, and I'm like, they're just fucking gathering dust. I'm never going to play these fucking games. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to trade them in, and I'll buy digital of all the games I actually do want to play. And I ended up getting like 180 quid for 250 fucking something Xbox One games. It saw me fucking coming.
It's only good buying physical on the Switch because that bugger holds its value for. If it's a Mario, it's a Smash Bros, it's a Kirby or a Zelda. You're just printing money in the future because for some reason, like they only go up in price. Like they drop like a $5 second hand, and then the console dies and they shoot up to like twice as much money. It's mad.
Just to agree with Stubbs, I mean, I've had my Series X since day one, and I haven't used a disc tray once yet. I have no idea if it works.
I've used it for Ridge Racer 6. Oh, what's this? It's delayed on my TV, so I have a Series X and I don't use a disc tray. It works. Fuck off, Stubbs. You use it for fucking naughty for ripped videos. I've seen. I know what you use it for.
But yeah, it's I like having Game Pass around. You know what I mean? It's just it makes things so much fucking easier.
Yeah, again, try before you buy. Fuck it.
You know what I miss when they used to do like mini games before the main game came out that sort of tied in. They were small little games like those 2 Dead Rising little like arcade games that they were only like 2 hours long, but they led into the main game. Oh, they should do more stuff like that. I miss that.
Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Awesome. I love that. Wish that would get an optimization patch.
And I also like demos that transfer over to the main game as well. Like you finish the demo, you get the progress, and maybe you'll get like a hat or something in game, something silly. Give you a reason to play them. Like that Final Fantasy one, that Final Fantasy rhythm game that I can't pronounce.
I wish they had made the fucking avatars more, useful. Because they made that big song and dance about bringing them back again and giving them the ability to like have wheelchairs and shit, like being more diverse. But that was it. They did nothing more with it. And I remember like on the one of the things I loved about the 360 dash was that your avatar was always there. I read something really sad and depressing the other day. They said something like there are hundreds of thousands of Xbox avatars that will never wake up. I thought that's so fucking sad. They're all just standing there, just sleeping. But yeah, Luke, what's your thoughts on the whole Game Pass Cannibalises sales thing? You've been awfully quiet this whole time.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a weird thing because by nature it does cannibalize game sales, right? As in, people will not buy a game if it's available on Game Pass. Like that's the whole point, is to divert you to a subscription service rather than you buying the game. I think, yeah, obviously, like it may put some people off buying the game. That's the intention. But and as you say, the kind of the statement originally was taken a bit out of context because it was on about 12 months down the line, which, less people are going to buy a game 12 months down the line, obviously, because the peak is sort of the first few months. So, I mean, I've no doubt, for example, would Forza Horizon 5 have sold more if it was not available on Game Pass? Probably. But that's not the point, is it? The point is to get less sales almost to get you in the service, so you pay more long term, so that that £60 or £70 becomes like £300, because you've had the subscription for however long. Like, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a really weird argument to me. I really love Game Pass. I think it's great. So, it's not. I don't think it's like I think only Microsoft could do it. Like only their vast cash can make something that's self-sustaining like that and make it profitable as it now is. But it's great. I love it.
It baffles you though, because literally, like what you're saying, it's like someone coming and going, "Can't believe Netflix. They put a show on Netflix. That's stopping people buying that DVD."
But it's by buying the DVD. That's the point.
Of it.
Yeah, that's the point.
It's crazy, and I think it's.
And like I don't. As I say, I don't really get the because. Like if a game, like it's not a first party, but like an indie or a AA game comes to Game Pass and it underperforms outside of Game Pass, and people kind of kick up a fuss about it. But I think, as you said, Redders, that the dev has been paid. Like we should only be like it's fine, because they've probably at minimum got their money back for their development. They've probably made a profit because they'll negotiate with Microsoft on the basis of this is how much our development budget is, so you pay that. Yeah. And Microsoft are like, okay, fine. So, it's only a net benefit for developers. It's not as if they put their game in the Game Pass and then they're destitute, and they can't make any more games. Like
you're getting crushed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when has that ever? That's never happened in the history of Game Pass. So I don't know why it keeps being an issue. Like,
didn't they say like a weird cooking game got like £100,000 just to go in, and it was like sticks somewhere.
Oh, there was wasn't that fucking cooking simulator game they put in there? Really horrendous.
Yeah, it's not a great cooking game. Out of all the cooking games in the world, like you wouldn't go out your way to pick it. I bet people played it though because it was on Game Pass and probably picked up the sequels cheap on sale and stuff like that, but it's it does baffle you.
Well, there might be a lot of people out there like me as well that when you get like your rewards, your weekly rewards, and daily rewards, and all that sort of shit, they'll boot a game up in Game Pass knowing they're going to get an easy achievement to get the 50 points as well. You know what I mean? Because I do that.
But I know a lot of people will do that. But a couple of people will switch it on to get an easy achievement and then get hooked, which is what they want. Like, if 1,000 people just switch it on to do a shit achievement and 15 of them keep playing, that's a win, really. You're getting 15 people playing for nothing as such. So we talked about Mike Rose earlier, Muppet, where he said he wants them all on. Like he's very cool in the fact that he's very open about it and he'll explain stuff, even though he ignores us on Twitter. But not salty at all. Not saying that I've DM'd him 3 times and he's ignored him, but ignorant bastard.
Yeah. Cotwomble. Yeah.
not saying I'm salty. And he said, if you're a content creator and you want to talk to us about this game, DM us, and I did. 3 times, mate, and you ain't even looked at my messages. Just saying.
We're not big enough, damn it.
I work hard. I try hard. Well, I even pissed off Square Enix. But come on, man.
We need to start getting some fucking Square Enix games on Xbox, don't we?
Well, taking them off us. Like, what came out this week? Octopath Traveler came out yesterday. For everything but the console, it had its original game on. Like, you didn't even get Octopath Traveler 1.
Avengers.
They're not even fucking subtle about it anymore. That's the thing. Like, it's blatant. That's what's happening. They're just being paid to keep it off Xbox.
I don't think they are. I think Square are trying to go for that sweet Game Pass money, but they're going about it a bit the wrong way, and so it's they sort of butted heads. Because if you notice, they don't give any games, and then suddenly we get loads of Square games, and they all come to Game Pass. Kuni and all that sort of stuff. They did it with the Final Fantasies. They're just sort of holding it, going, "Come on, pay us." And I think eventually Microsoft are like, "No, fuck you. We'll go with someone else. We'll get Persona instead."
Don't suck off Sony, Square, you bastards.
Now, that's it. Yeah.
Go swing off Jim Ryan's nuts.
He's gonna need it when he doesn't sign this COD agreement, obviously.
I know. I'll tell you, let's get into another topic. Oh, Christ, we've got quite a few to get through yet. Activision employees are being forced to return to the office. I don't know if it's like after COVID or whatever, but like they're now being required to go to the office and no longer work from home, but they're being forced.
Oh, diddums. Oh,
to be fair, right, I get their complaints though. Like they've released a load of content, some decent. Like WoW is now not crap again. It's like the best WoW expansion in years.
And they made it from home.
Now some decent expansions. It's all been done fully remote. There's no reason to be like you're coming into work like Elon did with Twitter, like you're in and work on Monday or you fucking know you're gone. There's no doing it the wrong way. They should have slowly implemented it. Like, oh, you've got to come in a couple of times a month. We're going to have like in-house sessions where we get everyone together and then slowly implement it. But when you sort of force it back onto people, and admittedly they did do that role before at work, but even at my work. We're now at like you have to be in twice a week. We're normally in more than that, but we're not mandatory to have to be in the office.
It's weird, isn't it? I mean, you'd think if people are at home, they're more comfortable, they're more like likely to put in better make more of an effort.
But then you're gonna be sat at home arguing with a fucking wife all day as well, aren't you? So you don't know.
But my missus, I had a conversation with my missus about this though, and it's like when I'm at work, all I do is gossip with other people in our office. So I do less work when I'm in because I'm probably too busy chatting to people at work about everything that's going on at work over. Like, whereas when I'm at home doing my work, I'm just on my own. I put my music on and I just sit and I focus.
The thing is, though, with game development, though, if surely, fair enough, there's so much you can do working from home, access to stuff. But with working in the office, if, say, a level designer needs to speak to an artist or whatever, you can just go over and speak to him instead of sending an email, waiting for a reply, waiting for him to send over whatever asset you need, or vice versa. So that's going to, by just keeping working from home, surely that's going to delay more games, taking longer, because they're taking longer to make because they're still waiting on whatever. Whereas if you're in the office, everyone's in the same building. If there's something you need or something you need to do, you just walk over to that desk or quick phone call, send me this or I'll come and get it. So the advantages of working in the office, yeah, fair enough. COVID is still about. I know there's a lot of places act like it don't even exist anymore, but we are still in a pandemic. But working in an office, in games, you're actually going to get more stuff done and stuff done quicker than working at home, sending an email and waiting for a reply. Because what if that person's too busy playing games or, sorry, I'm taking dog out for a walk, and this person sat there waiting for what they need to carry on doing what they're making, but have to wait for this person to reply, and then they've got to reply back to them. And I can see why they want them back in the office, and in game development, it makes more sense. If there's stuff where you only need to work via the cloud and at home, fair enough. But most games now, all these different departments are all connected, and you haven't got the same communication if you're not in the same building, I suppose. That's probably the other way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because I think the whole pandemic thing kind of opened people's eyes to what can be done by working from home. And, like Ash was saying, World of Warcraft is in a really good place again now. Destiny 2, their greatest season was made with everybody working remotely from home and shit. It's just, it can be done. And I think if you've got that option, I don't know, it's weird. I think I personally would want to be more comfortable working from home than being in a fucking office, because then you haven't got to transmute. You literally got to wake up, have a shave, shower, have a coffee, boosh, you're already in your workplace. I just think you could get more shit done at home than you can having to commute and shit.
I suppose though, Bungie, you are right. They've done some of the best content they have in years, and they've worked remotely. But the size of their team to compare to Activision, who've got 10, 12 different studios working on one game. It's easier if they're all in sort of the same place.
Studios working on one game. They're not all in the same fucking building, are they? Though, so they're still fucking remote.
Yeah,
this is the problem.
I don't know. It
all depends on your role, and I agree. In those sort of creative sessions, they should be in the same room because you can spitball off each other easier. But I don't think you have to be permanently in an office. But that's just it all depends on your opinion, doesn't it? Really. So,
and I
but
think
it does suck
in America
throwing it
as
off.
well. In America, like internet-wise, internet's not the best. They've got cap limits and stuff like that. So, as Stubbs pointed out, if they had to download the latest build, and it's going to take hours to do because their internet's not as good as where someone else has got better internet, things are going to take longer. I think that's the downside. Things are going to take longer. If they can set up a better system where working remotely is better overall, go for it. The amount of jobs that have adapted to it now, I just think it's harder in the games industry side of stuff than it is, from the office. It's like I say, because obviously you've got security risks and stuff like that. And yeah, if you need the latest build of a game and it's going to take you 6 hours to download it because you've only got a cap of X amount of gigabyte a day or whatever, I suppose that's a bit of a, again, but you rather games come out right, be done right, even if it takes time. But I don't know. You could have an argument for both ways, really, I suppose.
Yeah, that's fair. So, moving on to another topic.
Yeah, the creator of Resident Evil is leaving Tango Gameworks, which is sad.
I saw that. Yeah, he just put out Hi-Fi Rush, didn't he?
Mikami, he's announced he's retiring. Oh, he did not retire. He's leaving the studio after more than 12 years. So they sent out a company-wide email, True Achievement, posted about earlier. And then Bethesda have come out since with a tweet confirming this, basically, saying they wish him well in in the future. And they're excited to see what lies ahead for the talented developers at Tango. Now, he's about 59 or something, someone was saying, 57 or 59, so he could just want a break. Like, he might just want to retire. He created Resident Evil and Dino Crisis and stuff. He may not be going anywhere else. And, he was all about creating that studio to sort of build up new talent. And Hi-Fi Rush is like a pinnacle. But what a way to go out on top. You've just made released Hi-Fi Rush. But people online already fanboying it. Oh, I can't wait for him to go to PlayStation and stuff. It's like, he might not go anywhere. He might go PlayStation.
Yeah, he might just go to fucking bingo and have done with it in shop and play fucking golf for the rest of his life. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. He's been in that role for years and years and years. And like I say, he might just not want to be the head of a studio anymore. You never know. He might be going on to do his own stuff. He might be going on to retirement. It's not been clearly said. He hasn't said anything at the time that I've seen. All they've said is he's leaving. And people are trying to doom and gloom this, and I don't think there's need to be, because he wasn't the director of Hi-Fi Rush or Evil Within 2. Someone else was that. He just sort of oversaw it as head of the studio. But I think Tango Gameworks finally hit its stride fully now. It feels like they're on the right path. So it's sad he's going. I was really hoping we'd get another Evil Within out of him, but I who knows? What do you guys? Are you guys bothered or not? Or
I'm not fussed.
I do wonder though, because obviously when Microsoft acquired Bethesda and ZeniMax, I wonder if all the studio heads and things like that had to agree to stay on for a fixed term, and maybe that time's up and he's decided now he wants to leave instead of renew his contract. Maybe he thinks, I've had enough now. I don't want to have to sign in again for X amount of years. Maybe that was the agreement when the acquisition was done.
Yeah,
the heads of studios have to stay in place for X amount of time, and then contracts come up for renegotiation. Who don't want to do it?
Out the games and stuff, finish the games and stuff like that.
Yeah. So maybe just that was it. Maybe for all we know, he intended to just do another game or two, and he was going to be done regardless. Or now maybe his contract that was agreed on the acquisitions come up, and he's like, I don't want to renew and sign in, because I'm assuming if Microsoft could, they would hold on to him for a few more years if they could.
Oh yeah, he's such a good. He's like I say, he made Resident Evil, so fair play to him. He's like a god, but like I say, I feel like he's more. It feels like he's going either on to like a different role, or he's going to retire. But we'll find out. I'm sure he'll say something soon. Head of Xbox, that's what we want.
But I do wonder as well that the guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, the guy that actually was like the lead developer, producer, whatever, for Hi-Fi. Yeah, I wonder if like him doing that game was like showing what he was capable of to take over. I think he's going to end up taking the reins of Tango Gameworks because he's shown what he can do leading a team, and he came out with a really good game. So maybe that was the whole point, because he obviously when they did the developer direct, he made a point of saying, no, you tell them about your game because you made this game. So, they made a point of doing that.
In 2020, he said he thinks he could maybe direct one more game before retiring. So whether he wants that stupid creative freedom, like he wants to have his who's the guy that does fucking Metal Gear and fucking
Kojima?
Yeah, maybe he's either pushing weird things and Microsoft's like, no, mate, that's too weird for us, even with Game Pass. So he's going off to do it, or he's just retiring. And like I say, when you shadow drop a game and it's straight into sort of game of the year sort of talk, that's a good way to leave and not taint your legacy. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
We'll see. But I'm sorry to see him go. I didn't realise he was that old, to be fair, till I started looking into it. He don't look it. He looks well for his age, bless him. So
I get that a lot as well, mate.
I think Kojima's older as well. I think he's a couple of years older. Kojima's nearly 60.
Kojima feasts on Jeff Keighley's tears and that. So
Kojima just loves it. I mean, I think he'd do it forever if he could. I think he's just mad. But yeah, it's a shame. He's the father of survival horror, effectively. He directed the original Resident Evil and then directed arguably one of the best games ever made, which is Resident Evil 4. Evil Within was good. It's a shame. I would have liked him to do one more big thing before leaving Microsoft anyway. But as you say, he might go and do that somewhere else. Or he might just pack it in. He did say a couple of years ago he only thought he had a couple of years left before he retired. I'm sure he's made enough money. So it's not really doom and gloom as so much as it's just a bit sad because for example, the day Kojima retires, I'll be really sad because we get no more Kojima games, and that's really sad for me. But you can't begrudge them for doing that when they've made so many great games over the years, and now they just want to be like, no, I've kind of had enough now. Maybe he will do something new. We'll just have to see.
Yeah,
that's fair. So let's get into another topic. Trying to pick from one of these bangers that BMG's fucking found me. So Dead Island 2, after being years in development hell, has finally been brought forward for release for a change, which is nice. It's coming a week earlier. Tell you what, I'm super excited for Dead Island 2.
Nice.
I don't know why. I'm just really looking forward to it. I didn't like the last Dying Light 2. I thought it was a mess. So fingers crossed. So one thing that worries me about Dead Island 2 is that it's made by the same development team that made Homefront: The Revolution. So let's hope that it comes out well. I'm looking forward to it. What do you guys think? You looking forward to Dead Island 2?
I'll play it.
Was it first announced?
About 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
2014 got announced originally. It was shortly after the Xbox One release, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been that long since the first game. They did that Riptide, but Riptide was awful.
Yeah,
This
it was awful.
Dead Island 2 is what, jump between 4 different developers because they keep casting it off. If it's literally just Dead Island 1 but updated, I don't think it's going to do well. And I've just got this feeling it's going to be the Ubisoft equivalent of Skull and Bones. I just think I don't think it's going to be good because they're not showing much of it off, have they? They've only shown little bits.
Quite a bit. Yeah, they have shown off quite a bit. To be fair, they've just shown off more gameplay recently. And they also showed off like classes and stuff.
But it just looked a bit too scripted. I think we're just seeing like small little cuts. I don't think we're getting what they've shown to what we're going to play. I just think it's going to be a buggy mess. It's not going to play as well.
But
zombies are done. Zombies are done. Zombies are boring.
Zombies will never be done.
The zombies are fucking
Saints Row vibes.
The zombies are God in COD.
Saints Row vibes.
Great. Like the reveal trailer where they made it, where it looked cool, is great.
Yeah.
But after that, like even Saints Row, I thought looked good with the reveal trailer.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah,
they did the exact same thing they're doing now with Dead Island, and you're like,
are you on about the original reveal trailer?
No, not the Goat Sim one. That was amazing. That Goat Sim trailer, because I actually got excited. Like, yes, Dead Island 3. It's a bit more cartoony than I last remember. And then it was Goat Sim, which is an awesome game and people should play. By the way,
yeah. It just looks like the reason I get Saints Row vibes is because if this game had have released years ago when it was intended to, I'm sure it would have probably been received well and people would have been excited about it. But it kind of seems out of time now as a result, like Saints Row did. And Saints Row was just kind of crap anyway, the new one. But
yeah, Saints woke.
But it was I can't see it being great. The only thing I will say is I like that the muscle deformation stuff they showed online the other day.
Yeah, that was really good. Like their flesh system and stuff.
Yeah, so that kind of looked cool and it looked quite nice, but I like the rest of it. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be any good. I'm not particularly looking forward to it. It won't be like a buy. But who knows? Maybe it'll be surprisingly good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got faith in it. Well, I kind of need to have faith in it because I didn't like Dying Light 2. Even though I loved the first one, I thought Dying Light, the first Dying Light was better than Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. But I didn't like Dead Island 2.
I'll have faith in it because you've got faith in it.
But did they move it? They brought it, bringing it out a week forward because it was releasing the same date as Jedi Survivor.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think Jedi Survivor delayed their game. Yeah, it was literally, I think it was the same day, so they brought it a week forward.
Get it out.
Yeah, get it out beforehand.
Get it out before it gets crushed. They should have done like Big Balls Sonic when they released it like the same day as God of War Ragnarok. They were like, no prisoners. We'll go head to head.
I'm surprised that Sonic did. I was reading the other day, they're going to be pushing more of them because it did so well, that Sonic game. And I'm like, how? That game looked trash from start to finish. Yeah. Maybe it played better than it looked, but it looked like someone made a Breath of the Wild fan game in Unreal and just slapped Sonic.
Put Sonic in there. That's I think that's what I said when I first saw it. I was like, it literally looks like an Unreal demo.
It beat sales expectations. They expected to sell 10 copies and they sold 12.
Exactly. That's 20% markup. Fantastic. Doing good.
Yeah.
Fuck Sonic.
I tell you what, speaking of zombies.
Go fuck yourself as well, Baldy. I own Sonic from Days to Come.
Oh, Jesus. That little blue bastard.
Speaking of zombies, apparently there's a Dead Rising game that's been cancelled, which I'm very disappointed about. I think it's time we had a new Dead Rising.
Yes, fair, I agree.
That game got cancelled about 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
It's recent footage that someone's finally leaked some footage from it. And the leaked footage is horrible. It doesn't look like a good game.
What was the last one? Was it 4 or 3?
Four.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Was it-
4. People
With
can
the
make-
Xbox One
no,
launch.
yeah, the Xbox One, yeah.
Ish. Yeah, that was shit.
I
That was
enjoyed 4.
terrible.
It looked great. It brought Frank West back. It had like a Christmas.
It looked great.
setting.
It didn't look great. It looked terrible.
No,
I remember
3 were better.
no.
Yeah, 3 was good. 2 was really good. I remember playing it day one on my Xbox One and thinking this looks like shit. Like it looked terrible.
I completed it.
you're
It wasn't the best one. Out of
You're
all
wrong,
of them.
Luke. You're wrong.
I thought 3
Dead
was
Rising
better.
4 is they took out the time limit, which pissed a lot of people off. But
Yeah, I remember they did that. Yeah.
I thought the gameplay was all right. Although
The gameplay wasn't bad, but
where you're literally on a time limit, you've got like an hour to finish the DLC. That's frantic as fuck. Like, but yeah, I like 4. I'll die on that hill. It's nowhere near as good as 2 and 1 and off the record and stuff like that. But
3, yeah.
I was never a fan of 3. 3 isn't.
So I like
a
3.
The
Yeah, I like 3.
characters, it wasn't Frank West, which it wasn't good. It lacked some of the humor I liked from it. I liked the more slapsticky stupidity a bit. But I'd like to just see them do a remake of 1 and 2, like a remaster of 1 and 2.
I would really like to see a complete reboot made in Unreal 5.
Just remake the
Just a
original
complete reboot.
game is good, but it's showing its age now. Like, it's a bit janky. It's a bit broken. The control scheme's a bit shit, and they fix it later on. Like, with the gun controls are terrible in 1, which they do improve. But
I
and
love
put that
3,
co-op into 1.
3 was great. It just performed like shit because it was on Xbox One.
yeah, it was good before. Had a
But yeah,
horrible
I-
resolution as well.
It was like 720p, wasn't it? It was one of those.
It looked,
founding
it looked like barely
720ps.
that. yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see a new one built on Series X. It'd be fucking great. Now's the time to bring it back, I think.
Remember when it used to be an exclusive? They were the good old days.
You're up.
Back when it were an exclusive. Oh,
yeah.
happy times. Like when we had Mass Effect exclusive. We were Tretwell those days. And then they pissed it away and let everyone have it.
The Mass Effect Legendary Edition's still in Game Pass.
What is?
The Mass Effect Legendary Edition, is that what it's called? Yeah, that's what it's called, the free games remastered. That's still in Game Pass. I bought it.
That'll be in Game Pass forever now. Because that's part of
it's
EA
part
Play,
of EA Play. Yeah. Absolute brilliant. Highly recommend going back and playing them.
So I'll tell you, we've got a couple of shit fucking topics that I'm not going to waste much time on because we are running out of time.
Do you want me to run through the Game Pass news quickly?
Yeah, let me just shout out what these random topics are. Ubisoft has a Minecraft-like collaboration, voxel-based gaming development, according to reports. That could be quite cool.
Mindsight. Sorry.
I love Minecraft. Double Fine Productions.
DLC, Mega Man X Minecraft. You basically you play Mega Man levels in Minecraft. It looks funny as hell. So check that out.
Double Fine Productions has released a 32-part, 22-hour documentary about the making of Psychonauts 2. So check that out if that's the sort of thing you're into. And apparently Warner Brothers Montreal is rumored to be working on a single-player game based in the DC universe built on Unreal 5. So maybe we are going to get that Superman game after all. Who knows?
Never.
Ooh, yeah.
Never happen.
We'll find
Will.
out more when
Have
closer
faith.
to the time.
I have faith.
And Hogwarts Legacy is getting a show on HBO. Apparently, they're developing an original series for HBO Max, so that could be good.
They also said player engagement's been spectacular with over 260 million hours played since launch.
It's been crazy and it's been really successful. And this is another thing. The more you bitch about and try and boycott someone to not play a game, the more people are going to rush out and buy it. So if that's your intention, don't do that because that's never going to end well for you.
393 million magical plants have been grown. 242 million potions have been brewed. And 1.25 billion dark wizards have been killed.
How many of you guys have played it, Hogwarts?
Yeah, I played it.
I have. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think I'll be able to manage it with an elite controller in one hand? Because I'm after it.
Probably not. Just from the
it might be tricky.
Everything outside of combat, yes, but the combat it's very dodge heavy. Like you have to dodge, and you have to combat is weird because you've got more spells than you can have on your 4 directions. You have to have like 4 lots of 4, and you have to keep switching between which sort of like what's the word for it? Which loadout you're using at a time. So mid-fight, you have to stop, flick to another to flick them in the air, flick back to do like a fire spell. It gets it's a bit tricky. But the rest of the game, the exploration, the story and stuff, you could. It's just the combat is very like twitch heavy. Like you have to dodge everywhere all the time, or you just get the killing spell and you one hit everything basically because that's what it is.
Well, you never know. I might still pick it up. Fuck it.
Give it a go. You never know.
HBO Max have announced that they're doing a Hogwarts TV show. It's currently in development.
Yep. Just about BMG.
Oh, did you? Oh, we're listening. I was just reading some other stuff. And Dice will serve
Welcome back to the conversation
on the next Battlefield single-player game.
Yeah, I saw that. But anyway, I can't wait to show this off. Oh yeah,
nice.
Go on, Ash, take it away.
Right, Game Pass news. All right, let's go. There isn't a huge amount. So they recently announced 4 new games are coming to Game Pass. So obviously Atomic Heart's just been released on everything. February 28th, we're getting Merge and Blade. And Soul Hackers 2, which is a nice little Atlas game. So it's nice that clearly Game Pass is working for Atlas games because they're literally pumping everything onto it, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Before I lose my voice, I'll have a drink. March 2nd, we're getting F1 22 on console. And
I own it. Own it. Don't give a fuck. Own it. Yeah, that's right.
And March 3rd, we're getting Wolong Fallen Dynasty. So there are a handful of games leaving. I mentioned most of them last week, but things like Octopath Traveler 1 are going. They're not giving us the new one, they're taking the original one off us as well, off the Game Pass. Lightning Returns Final Fantasy, is it 13? That's getting pulled off the Game Pass. Far Changing Tide, Dragon Ball Z Fighter, Crown Trick, and Alien Isolation, and Madden NFL 21 are going. This weekend's free-to-play days include Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, Dragon Ball The Breakers, which I actually really want to play this weekend.
Nice.
If anyone wants to play it with us, it's like a 1-on-7 game where you sort of survive. Like one person plays the bad guy and the rest of you like run around and don't die. It looks fun.
Yeah, I might give that a go actually.
And then we've got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night as well.
I'm looking forward to Wulong. That's quite good.
Oh, I'm dying now, so give me a second.
He's dead.
Yeah. I'll wait for Ash to stop dying. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Wulong. Any of those games you guys looking forward to? Or?
Long.
Not really.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah, the demo was really good. Kind of like Neo, but quicker actually. So it'll be pretty brutal, but I am looking forward.
Is it like Elden Ring? Is it one of those like you've got to dodge and shit? Because I'm crap at those games. I like the hack and slash.
You can't hack and slash in this. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. It's like a hard. Have you played Neo before?
No, never.
Okay, imagine Sekiro, but faster. That's what this game is.
Sekiro is meant to be hard as fuck as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I think there is a bit more variation over that. Like Sekiro is heavily parry based. Like unless you mastered that, you were fucked, basically. Yeah. But this is a bit. There's different builds and stuff, so you might get away with not having to dodge too much if you can nail the other stuff.
Cool. You back now, Ash?
Yeah. I've currently I've had that cough and stuff.
I've got the same
I
thing.
talk too much.
My mic.
I suddenly get fucking like I just choke on nothing. So, but I will say, Xbox are also rolling out Game Pass Ultimate Friends and Family Plan to new regions as well.
Nice.
So, Chile, Hungary, Israel, New Zealand, South Africa, and Sweden can now get the family plan. So check it out if you're in one of those regions.
Nice.
I'll just go bring my cousins up in fucking up there. Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
joking.
But it does sound like it's coming sooner rather than later if they're starting to roll it out to more regions. Hopefully, it means we're going to get it over here. I probably won't rush for it, but I know a lot of people probably will. So
cool.
And that's your very delayed Game Pass news because I died in the middle.
Hey. Right, this is your last opportunity to enter the Oreos giveaway. So if you want to enter the giveaway, type hashtag Oreos in chat, and we will do that in the next 30 seconds. So this is your 30-second countdown to enter the Oreos giveaway.
Hashtag Oreos. We have 3 of those Sea of Thieves ship skins. They are for Xbox and PC, and they are worldwide code, so anyone can claim them, no matter where you are.
Nice.
So hashtag Oreos in chat.
And don't forget, at 9 o'clock, these guys are going to be watching the State of Play, and they're going to be covering it. So make sure you tune in for that as well if you want to get their reactions and stuff on what's shown off at the State of Play. But yeah, let's get this giveaway out of the way. Let me see if I can work this out. So
it's going to be you and me that win this. Like, this is why we don't do giveaways on the chat, because none of you's entered.
Don't give Stubbs it. Don't give Stubbs it if you're still. I'm joking. I'm joking, Stubbs, if you're there.
All right, here we go. Entries 1. Woo! Who's won?
1?
There's 1 entry to the Oreo competition.
Fucking hell.
I'm so glad we do all these giveaways for people.
And it's not even fucking letting me do the thing. Let me try this again. First time using the giveaway bit on StreamYard, so that's bear with. Let's try again.
It's not working very well, is it?
1 entry, great. I'll tell you what, who fucking wants it? I can't be asked to sit here and do this giveaway and shit.
I entered.
Did you?
Well done, BMG.
Congrats, BMG.
Yeah.
I'm going up the chat. And someone did post it earlier.
I could have sworn someone did. Well, this shit doesn't fucking work.
It does look really cool as well, just to let you know. You are missing out. We saw Fabio with it, didn't we, the other day on the stream we were playing BMG, and he's gone now. He's choked on his Oreos.
I could have sworn like 3 or 4 people typed Oreos in chat.
I don't think your giveaway thing works very well.
I can't even see the fucking chat.
What a crock of shit this is. Okay, never mind.
Oh, it's Timmy. It's Timmy too. He posted Oreos. He gets a copy.
Hey, get into him.
Nice.
So Timmy can have 1. Well done. Well, you think you'd want free stuff, guys, but obviously not.
Did I win?
It's V2 the entry.
Yeah, the only thing you won was a fucking wig.
So BMG gets a code, V2 Timmy gets a code. Who else wants a code before we fuck off? Come on. Someone must want one.
If you don't want one, if no one picks it up, whoever is listening to this later, it's not live, the first person to type hashtag Oreos in chat on the channel who's a subscriber can have one as well. So
nice.
Because we've got to get going because we've got to have like a little break before we go.
So what did I actually win? I've won like a pack of Oreos.
You want a dildo?
No, you've won a ship skin that looks like Oreos on Sea of Thieves.
What?
It's like a massive cock.
I thought I was winning. I thought he was going to like send me some Oreos. I thought I actually won Oreos.
No, you can chew your ship if you want, Mike.
Yeah, why not?
Right, let's gonna bring this to an end. UK Daz, let people know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
In the fucking gutter.
Shut the fuck up, you bald bastard. Yeah, cheers, fellas on, guys. Yeah, find us on Twitter, UK DazRSV, YouTube and Twitch, UK Dazers. That is it, guys. Thanks for having us on.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for coming on. Luke Steele, let us know where people can find you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Just keep it simple at LukeSteele90 on Twitter.
Nice. And you know where you can find us, three bastards. We're always on this channel. So, yeah. Cheers for tuning in, guys. Don't forget, half an hour's time, state of play. These guys are going to be covering it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Chat's been absolutely on fire tonight. And well done to V2 Timmy and BMG for getting their Oreo giveaways. So, all the best.
Cool
We'll
beans.
see you in the next one. Have a good night.
There you go.